Hey there friends, what's going on? It's Codiak here, back for another Biomutant video, and I am very excited. There was a preview event last week. A lot of different outlets got access to some pre-recorded footage of Biomutant. I don't think anybody's gone hands-on yet, but one of the things that snuck out from that preview event was a first real look, almost final version of the crafting menu in the game. And this is probably the most exciting thing. Everybody's talking about the gameplay, the biomes. We've already done that. We've got an ultimate preview video on the channel. Check that one out because there's a lot of information packed into there. We're going to be doing more Biomutant content, but today we need to talk about the crafting because this is probably the most interesting thing to come out of any of that preview content, because crafting is at the absolute core of the Biomutant experience. One of the things we learned is that there are going to be 5 loadouts that you can hot swap in the middle of combat at any given time, which means you are going to need a lot of weapons, a lot of armor, and crafting is a major component of that. Every enemy that you kill has a chance to drop scrap. Every boss that you kill has a chance to drop an item. I mean, there's just so much potential for crafting, augmenting your gear. Now, this is not a complete snapshot, and I want to be very clear, but it is our first real snapshot of a final version of the crafting in the game. No leaks. This is legit official stuff, and that is why I am just so excited about this one. So the first thing you have to realize about the crafting, and we have not seen this before because all of the leaked images didn't actually have this element on there, is that you are going to have a base. So in this case, we're making a ranged weapon. And as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, there are different calibers of bullets and ammo, and that is representative of the different type of ranged weapons. So as you can see, we're currently sorted by all ranged base types, which means we're going to be able to see shotguns, we're going to be able to see machine guns, we're going to be able to see sniper rifles, and in this case, we are building the Singularity shotgun. We can tell by the upper left-hand corner of the screen, we've got the name of the weapon type, we've got the name of the weapon itself, and a few other qualities like rarity, quality, material, and then it's got a star value. Now, as you can see, there's some sort of green leaf resource associated with picking the base element. Now, I don't know if this means that is some sort of other material that you need to gather, because obviously you see the crafting cost there at the bottom of the screen, but we've got some other requirement there on the screen. We're going to need 2,570 of whatever that resource is to be able to pick this base and use this as the centerpiece of this weapon. Now, again, I want to point out the crafting cost there. We see that there are still 5 basic materials that we need to create that item, and we are going to get those by doing things in the world, killing enemies, looting chests, all sorts of random activities that we're going to use to get crafting components. Very traditional for an open world RPG style game. Now, with the base of our weapon selected, we have a whole number of augmentations that we have to make to this weapon to finalize it, or to basically elevate it to a point where it's exactly the type of weapon that we want to use. And as we can see in this case, we're upgrading things like the stock, like the grip, and every time we do that, we see a whole host of options down there in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Now, each has a crafting cost associated with it, and as you're crafting, you'll notice that the rarity, the quality, and the material actually beefs up, and we go from a 1.5-star weapon to a 2-star weapon, and that is basically telling us that we're looking for the best components that are going to increase the weapon's statistics across the board. Now, I'm still a little confused as to where the unique aspects of these weapons come in. Is it all based on the base type of weapon, that Singularity shotgun, or are these crafting components actually changing up some nature of the playstyle with these weapons? Basically what I'm saying, does the grip actually matter? Does it change up anything in the playstyle of the weapon? Does the stock actually matter? Does it change up anything in the playstyle of the weapon? Hard to say at this point, but you guys can see very clearly on the right-hand side of the screen that as we're putting new components onto these weapons, we are changing all of these statistics: armor pierce, fire rate, accuracy, range, crit chance, and eventually we get to the point where we're also affecting the magazine. Now, I will say, after watching this footage a number of times, it does seem very likely that the crafting elements are just about base stats, not necessarily changing the nature or the special attributes of these weapons. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner, because we chose the Singularity shotgun, we have something called Speeded. A kill with this gun immediately reloads its magazine. So a really good perk that's associated with the shotgun, but that is all because we chose that base type, the Singularity type. That's what I think determines that kind of special nature, the special sauce of each of these different weapons. I would imagine the same is for armor. There's actually a brief moment at the beginning of this footage where we're looking at a different base type, the antimateria base type, which has a biohazard toxic stat associated with it, which makes me believe, yes, there are other ways to imbue your weapons with different properties like toxic, like fire, possibly lightning or water, whatever else is in the game, and it all comes down to that base component of the weapon. We do see again that the magazine gets upgraded, but no special attributes there, just that we're increasing the size. Now, of course, this is not all of the options. This is just a small smattering, a small tasting of the options that we'll have in the game. So this could be much more expansive, but for now, it's just a taste of what this crafting system offers players, at least from the gun perspective. Now, doubling back to those crafting costs, it does look like those are additive as you're building out the weapon. It's not a crafting cost per piece. It looks like as you add more pieces to your gun, you're gonna get an ultimate crafting cost, and once you're ready to finalize your build, you're gonna have to spend those resources to complete the build and get that final weapon. I wanna also point out, because this was a huge bit of confusion for me as I was doing the ultimate preview video, was that the rarity, quality, and material doesn't seem to matter all that much. I thought it was going to be 3 independent systems that you had to manage in some way, shape, or form, but it honestly just looks like as you're adding more components, as you're making your weapons or gear better, all of those things are kind of beefing up. And you can see by the end of this build, we've got a 3.5-star Singularity Squeeze Rapster shotgun. It's got a rarity of 60, which is grand. It's got a quality of Rick Rack 3, whatever the heck that means, and it's got a material of a Lumen 9. So as we're putting more components on, all of those things are just elevating, just letting you know, hey, you're building a better weapon. So hopefully that'll cut out some of the confusion. We'll see if there's more to that system, but I don't think so. Honestly, guys, I know everybody loves looking at the combat or the biomes, the world, the enemies, but when it comes down to a open world RPG that leans very heavily on crafting, this is why I get excited. This is why I'm hyped for a game like this. Some people think it's hokey, some people think it looks like a kid's game. I think it's just a different take. It's got that cult classic vibe that if this all works out well and everything is polished and smooth, this could be a really great game. So I am very firmly on the hype train. Of course, I approach all of these things with cautious optimism. I've just been let down too many times in the last couple of years, so I am very hopeful that the crafting system helps inform the entire world of Biomutant and that it just is an absolutely stellar open world game in the middle of 2021, where we're still dealing with a pandemic, still dealing with nastiness around the world. This is going to be a really cool game to escape to and just enjoy a different experience. It's not an old IP, it's brand new, and we've got a really unique crafting system here, so I am very excited. As always, guys, we do have some other videos about Biomutant on the channel, so definitely check those out. If you guys want to know about everything going on in the Biomutant world, hit that like button. Of course, subscribe to the channel. We will have so much more for you guys coming in the weeks and months ahead. And if you do want to know what's going on with the channel, we do have a Discord, a great community of nearly 7,000 members. We've got a special section just for Biomutant to post our videos, talk about the game. And finally, guys, if you want to support us even more, if you like what we stand for here at Legacy Gaming, you can now become a member. For the cost of a cup of coffee, you're helping evolve the community and take this channel to that next level. You can check out that join button below for more info. My name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.